The last concept in chapter 3, business environment, that is impact of government policy changes on business and industry. So here whatever the changes that can be made in government policies, how those changes will be affected on the business and industries. Say for example, if any changes made in the government policy means automatically it will going to make reflect in the business and industrial organizations. That is why how the industrial policy changed simultaneously, according to that changes it will going to have some effect on the business and industrial organizations. Let's see what are the impacts that can be made on the business and industries based on the changes in government policies. There are mainly 7 impact, or there are mainly 7 effect that we can able to observe on the business and industries. The first is increasing competition. So whatever the changes that can be made in government policy, that will going to leads increasing competition in the market. So how the competition is to be increased means change in the rules of industrial licensing, which allows entry of foreign firms into our India, which makes market more competitive. So where say for example in liberalization, so the company or we are going to provided certain kinds of restriction on the business, and in the case of foreign direct investment, for some of the organizations the policy has given 100% of permission to give the to make a foreign direct investment in Indian companies. That will going to allows foreign companies to start the business in our country. So if the foreign investors, if the foreign organizations starting the industries in our India means, that will going to give us more competition in the market. So that is why the first major impact is increasing competition. How the competition is increased means when the change in rules of industrial policy and industrial licensing, that will result in entry of foreign firms into our India, that will going to make the market more competitive. So where Indian firms also makes competition and the foreign companies, they will also going to enter into our Indian market, that will going to create the stiff competition in the market. So that is the first impact. Then second is more demanding customers. When the same kind of product is manufactured by number of companies means, automatically the customer is going to prefer getting good quality product at reasonable prices. That is why where increasing competition is going to leads more demanding customers, where the increased competition makes wider choice of availability of goods and services at reasonable prices. That is why where entry of the foreign companies into our India, where the entry of many kinds of organizations in a market, all the same product will be manufactured by the more number of companies, means at that time the customer is going to demand for good quality product at reasonable prices. That will going to leads the increased demand also. That is why the second impact is more demanding customer. So how the customer is going to create the demand means where the same kind of product is to be manufactured by large number of organizations. At that time if you charge a high amount to your product, at that time your product will not be sold out in a market, because the other company is going to provide the same product at a reasonable prices. Say for example, you are manufacturing a TV. So you are manufactured a TV. For this TV you will going to charge 10,000 rupees in a market, but the same TV, the same features and the same facilities will be available in other company. Other company has produced the same TV. Its cost is going to at around 8,000. At that time automatically the customer is going to prefer to buy the other company product. So that is why where the more number of entry of the organization is going to leads the more demanding customers. Then the third impact is rapidly changing technological environment. So where I told you many times, technology is upgrading, technology is changing very rapidly, so very speedily. According to that changes, we need to make certain modifications in the organization. Then only we can able to survive and we can able to get growth in the market. So that is why rapidly changing technological environment. So where increased competition forces the firms to develop new ways of survive and growth. So that is why if the company want to survive and the company wants to get the continuous growth, means they need to adopt the technological changes. So that is why no sir, we will going to use the old technology, we will going to use the old machines, by that we are manufacture the product, we are selling in a market, means it will be sold out, but the sales will be made very slowly, because with the help of lesser technology we cannot able to manufacture in a higher quantity. So that is leads to increased cost of manufacturing. That is why if you want to survive and if the company wants to get continuous growth, means you need to adopt the changes that can be made in the technological aspect. Then now fourth impact is necessity for change. So that is, whatever change is not a constant, always that change is continuous in nature. According to that changes we need to adjust. If you are not adjusted with that changes, means it is difficult to survive. That is why it becomes a necessity for adopting to the changes. How it means? After introduction of new economic policy 1991, market forces have become turbulent, which makes many changes in the operations of the business. That is why after introducing NEP 1991, there are so many changes that can be made in the business operations. According to that NEP plan, we need to adjust, or we need to adjust with the changes. That is why where it will going to makes a necessity for a changing as per the situations. That is why where it will going to create a necessity for change. That is the fourth impact. Then fifth comes, that is need for developing HR. So here HR means human resource. HR means human resource. Human resource includes like workers, employees, officers, specialists, and all the kinds of men or women, those who are working in the organization. All the people, they are going to called the human resource. That is why need for developing HR. Nowadays, the market is becoming more competitive. Nowadays, we are using advanced technology to beat the competition. That is why nowadays we are required highly qualified and highly competent employees in the organization. So that is why where the industrial policy makes need for developing HR. That is, change in market conditions requires competent and well skilled employees to work in the organization. That is why whatever the changes that can be made in the organization to beat the competition in the market means you need to work in expertise and in well specialized manner. That is why you need to recruit or you need to select the competent and more skilled employees to work in the business organization. That is why where increased conditions requires competent and skilled employees to work. So if you are not appointed those kinds of employees means even you can also provide the well training and development to the employees. That is why by providing training and development you are going to increase the competence and skill of the employees to adjust with the changes made in the environment. So that is why the fifth is need for developing HR. We need to adjust with the changes by providing training and development to the human resource in the enterprise. Then sixth comes, that is market orientation. Initially, or when you observed at the time of independence, the market is at the producer orientation. So when in the case of independence, whatever the product manufactured by the producer, the customer need to purchase. But nowadays the business is become market oriented. How it means? Today production is to be made as per the demands of the customer. So what the customer is going to accept at present, according to that you are going to make a production in the organization. Say for example, nowadays using of smartphone becoming necessary, but this kind of situation, if you are going to manufacture the keypad mobile means that would be very difficult to survive in the market, right? That is why you need to produce the goods as per the demands of the customer. That is why customer is a king in the market. As per the needs of the customer, you must produce the goods and services. That is why where it will going to create a business market orientation. So that is why the government policy changes that will going to make the company market orientation. Market orientation is nothing but producing the goods and services as per the needs and the demands of the customer. To satisfy their needs, you are going to manufacture the product based on their demands. That is the sixth impact. Then last comes, that is loss of budgetary support to the public sector. So where one of the feature of NEP indicates, and one of the branch of NEP indicates providing little bit importance to the private sector, which will going to makes decreased in the central budget which is given to the public sector. Thus industries which comes under, or the enterprises which comes under public sector, they are going to get the less budget by the central government or the state government. So and that will going to makes more efficient to generate the resource and to get the profit. So whatever the finance given by the government, through that financial budget only, they are going to use the resources in efficient manner and they will going to get the more profit. So that is about loss of budgetary support to the public sector. This is all about the impact of government policy changes on business and industry. Very simple concept. Whatever the changes made in the government policy, that will directly or indirectly affect on industry and business in any of all these 7 followings. This is about the concept impact of government policy changes on business and industry. It is important for your examination. It may ask in 4 marks. This is all about the chapter number 3, business environment. Once again I will review what we learned. We learned about the meaning of environment and business environment, features of business environment, dimensions of business environment, importance of business environment, and economic environment in India. In that new economic policy which is introduced in July 1991, branches of NEP, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization, and economic environment at the time of independence, objectives of India's development plans, and the last concept, impact of government policy changes on business and industry. These all about the concepts that we learned in chapter number 3, business environment. Thank you.